Hey guys, we're going to jump right into it today. Huge news, leaked photos of the new ZR1 going around the track at the Nurburgring in Germany. We're going to jump right into it and talk about it. But first, these photos are owned by SH Proshots and Automedia. They're the ones that took this, and also they were provided publicly by Motor One and by Corvette Blogger. But let's first look at some of the things that I noticed on this car that are different from what we've seen before, which may be able to give us some tips on what we're seeing under the hood and other things new with this car. So the first thing that I noticed is actually something that is not there. One of the rumors going around right now is that the ZR1 is just going to be basically a Z06, but with a hybrid electric motor in the front like the E-Ray. However, the E-Rays all have this additional radiator on the front driver's side of the car for the electric cooling system, and this car does not have that, which leads me to believe this is not a hybrid car like the E-Ray. It's going to have some other type of additional power plant, probably turbos in the back. The next thing is actually really hard to miss. There's a huge cowl scoop coming out of the front hood or the frunk of the front of this car. So it's probably not a intake of any kind. It's probably an aero dam that's coming from underneath the front engine and up through that frunk scoop or that frunk cowl, much like you would see from the Ferrari 488 Pista. And although I expected that from looking at these prototypes with the camouflage on it, I was really surprised that the front end was not designed extremely different. I expected there to be more aggressive front end to drive that air through the middle of the car and up. You'll see here that the front bumper of the car is really the same as the Z06. They really didn't redesign anything. Having said that, with this picture right here, you can see there is no giant middle radiator in the front bumper. Whereas in this picture of the Z06, you can see that giant third big radiator right in the middle. So that may have something to do with the aero and the scoop. Then again, in this picture of the ZR1, it looks like there is a radiator, but you'll also notice this car appears to have a Z07, Z06 wing, unlike that giant wing that we're seeing on the other picture. So there might be different versions or different stages of this car, or that actually might be a Z06 that is out testing with the ZR1s, but just uses some of the camouflage and body parts from the ZR1 also. And of course, we have to mention this giant park bench-sized wing that's sitting on the back of this car. I both love it and I hate it. I was really hoping maybe they'd have more of a swan neck type of wing similar to, say, the GT3 RS or the Mustang GTD, but it's not. It's just got two stanchions. The good news is it looks like this wing does have active aero. If you zoom in on the pictures, both on the front and on the back, you can see some hinges where you can customize the angle of the wing to increase downforce, or it actually is active and it'll change automatically as you're driving. So one thing you can now see not camouflaged at all are these new wheels. Remember, it was on this channel we were the first ones to break the leak of what that design looked like back when these cars first hit the road a few months ago, and sure enough, we had it dead on. We predicted it correctly. That video has since gotten removed. Don't ask me why, but here we are. These wheels, I think, look awesome. I'm really looking forward to the different colors that they offer this. And one other thing to look at with these wheels is you'll notice the front wheel looks like a carbon ceramic rotor behind there with a red caliper, but on the back wheel also looks like it's probably a carbon ceramic rotor, but it looks like it's a silver caliper. I don't know why two different calipers. Might be something to look into. The next thing I'm not too sure about, there's two sets of weird nostrils on this car. One set is right behind the scoop on the side and above the rear wheel. It looks like it creates a little channel of air that goes over the arch of the rear wheel, but what is it for? And it just looks weird. Why didn't they integrate it in with the side scoop? I have no idea. The second one is almost stranger, I guess. It's on the back deck lid, actually a hole in the side of the back deck lid. This looks like it's for some sort of intake or cooling, obviously. However, Are we eliminating our trunk? Is there going to be room for a target top? I have no idea. It seems kind of strange. And where does that air go and what is it there for? And in these final pictures, you'll notice there's at least two cars that are different variants. One had what looked like a Z07 wing on the back, and then one had the giant park bench wing on the back. I don't know if one is going to be a base ZR1 package and one's the ZTK package. I don't know if maybe the one with the Z07 wing is really just a Z06 in disguise. You know, there are some things also that I expected to see on this car that I'm not. Again, I talked about the lack of a more aggressive front bumper, but I expected to see some front fenders that had cutouts in the back for venting like we see on the GT3 car, and it seemed like was going to be on it based on the camo that was on the previous versions we saw driving around. I'm also not seeing any sort of a roof scoop or a scoop in the back behind the back window. I expected there to be a really good opportunity to put a scoop back there for air intake. I don't see anything there. I also don't really see anything like more aggressive side skirts or diffuser or anything like that. So they have obviously increased aero and increased cooling, but I don't know if it's quite what I expected. So I'd love to hear what you think. Does this car look like you expect it to? Does it look bad? Does it look great? Did you expect something completely different? Are you excited that it's probably not a hybrid, or did you wish there was a hybrid because maybe you wanted all-wheel drive because of traction? Tell me what you think. I'm excited either way. I'm hoping to get one of these cars probably a year and a half from now. We'll see. Until next time, guys, adios.